and welcome back to my channel. Today I am filming a TikTok hack video because, like many others during lockdown, I've been sucked into TikTok. It started a little bit before lockdown. My brother kept sending me them and I was like, oh, some of these are actually funny. I think the first time you go on it, you hate it. I was like, what on earth is this? Loads of little kids just dancing, it's a bit weird. But then once you start liking things that you like, the algorithm works out so that it figures out what you like and it starts to show you things that you actually find funny and actually enjoy watching. So I thought I'd try out some of these hacks. Two of them I'm not that sure about. One of them is a eyeliner hack where you use a bobby pin and like the end of it, but it's a bit of an odd shape, so I don't really know how that's going to work. And then it's that famous foundation one, that if you've seen it, where you do your foundation in a very different routine to how I'd ever choose to do my foundation. So that's what I'm going to start with now. It's a really hot day, so I'm probably not going to keep it on because it'll feel disgusting, but we're testing to see if it looks flawless. So the first thing you do is you use your moisturiser. Put a bit of that on all over your face. I go so red whenever I rub anything in. I don't look this red in real life, but the camera is making me look very, very pink. So you put your moisturiser on, just get that everywhere, let it sink in a bit more. And then you go in with powder. Usually I'd go moisturiser then primer, but it wants me to go powder. So that is what I'll do. A light dusting of powder all over. So I've got this loose powder from Cover FX, but I'll just dust everywhere. So just to kind of, so that my moisturiser's not sticky anymore, I guess, but I don't really know what's the point of that. So you put your powder all over your face, and my face is all matte now. And then you go in with setting spray. Like literally, this makes no sense to me. I don't really know why this is meant to work. I've got this Iconic London one. I don't really think this sets my makeup that well. It makes it very glowy, but let's try it. The spray's not that great on this. I just have like dots everywhere on my face, but I don't know if that's just the glitter as well. You like pat it in. Once that's dried and set, you then go in with primer. Now I've borrowed Mads's Milk Hydro Grip Primer because my primer I've got is more of like a pore filling one, so it's not really going to add anything to kind of like longevity all over the face, which is kind of what this whole hack is for. It's meant to make it long lasting and flawless and look like you've been airbrushed, which I'm not really that bothered about. I think after lockdown I'll be much more of a natural makeup gal, because every time I put foundation on I'm like, oh, my face feels like it's just like, pop this primer on everywhere. This one's quite tacky, so I mean, I guess it's meant to make it stick to it. Oh god, it feels disgusting. It reminds me of, you know those like alien toys that we used to play with when we were younger? The ones like, it would come in an egg and it was this like little weird jelly alien thing in its own little like jelly goo, and used to fish like every few days. You'd fish like it's like poo out the jelly, but it must not have been poo, it must have just been dirt, and we were like all told it was poo. And then there was that like rumour that if you put two back to back they could have a baby, but that was a load of rubbish, wasn't it? So yeah, so let that just set. Oh, it feels disgusting. And then for foundation, I'm using my YSL All Hours, which I will not be purchasing again because YSL, their shade range is shocking and they're just not inclusive enough. Like on their pictures, they have like 3 arms of like variety of kind of like white to kind of medium, and then 1 arm of deeper shades, and there's like hardly any difference between a lot of them. There's not many different undertones compared to the white arms. So I love this foundation, but I'm gonna have to find a new one because I don't want to be supporting a company that still can't be inclusive, when I feel like the makeup inclusivity kind of talk has been happening for years, from when like Tarte brought out the one where they had literally 2 deep shades compared to how many white shades they had, and if they've not caught up by now, they need to, so I'm not going to buy this again. I think I'll go for a brand like Bobbi Brown because they've always been good at being inclusive. So I've done a squeeze over my foundation. I'm just going to dot it around my face. And I'm going to use a beauty blender because everyone in these videos uses a beauty blender. I don't know if that's just because they don't use a brush, but I usually use a brush these days. Or if it's just that this look needs a beauty blender. But or I'd go back to this and try it. Maybe I needed more on. I don't know. Once you find an amazing brush though, these out the window. It does look pretty flawless, but I don't know if I'd say it's that different to how it usually looks when I do it in a different order. I'd say it's glowier, but that's because I don't usually use this primer. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it lasts longer, but my face just feels quite tacky still. I feel like it's gonna come off quite easily, so. But I'm gonna try this eyeliner hack. I'm really bad at eyeliner. I'm not very good. I'm more of a pencil gal. I like to just pop a bit of pencil on, smudge it out, and you can kind of fake a wing that way. It's a lot easier, but I just find pens really hard. It's also difficult with hooded eyes because when you do it and pull it, it then changes the shape, so you have to kind of do a different shape. But we'll see if this works. This might work. It might. I don't know though. So you have to, with your pen, what side? I'm going to start this side. Colour in the pen. Right. And then you just press it where you want it. That did nothing. Quickly, it's dried really quickly on it. Right, let's try this again. Be a bit quicker. Down and put it on. It's very faint. Should I try again? I'll try again. I'll try again. Right. Okay, that's come out a bit better. So it's meant to kind of give you a stencil for you to then fill in. I mean, I'd have to sort it out a lot, but it's just like a shape that I wouldn't go for. Like when it goes up to a point, I like it a bit more thin. Like when I look straight at the camera, it doesn't do anything for my eye shape. It doesn't like elongate it or do anything nice. It's just a bit like...
You have a fat little line sticking out your eye.
This hack is a no from me. Also because it just didn't print. It took me 3 attempts to do it and it just did not work that well. I'm going to try doing that Dalgona coffee. I've done it once before and I didn't like it because I just made it so frothy that it just then didn't actually mix in with my milk and it was really strong and I was just drinking the froth. But I think I figured out a way to do it so it's like a little bit less frothy, then you use some frothy milk and it works really well and it's just like a nice thick cold coffee. So I will show you how I make that next. So I use less coffee as well and less sugar because it was like, I don't know what, 2 teaspoons, maybe even like a tablespoon. But I use 1 teaspoon of coffee into just a little glass and 1 teaspoon of sugar. And then you need to use some hot milk. So I'm just gonna get a mug to put the hot milk in so I don't break the glass. Got my hot milk. Hot milk? Water. Have I been saying milk this whole time? Hot water. So I'm just gonna go a teaspoon of that. I'll go for another. I'll go 2 teaspoons, which isn't actually how you're meant to do it, but that's what I'm gonna do. And then I bought like a milk whisk and I just whisk it in the bottom of this cup whilst I froth up my milk. So it's even better, don't just use plain milk. If you've got the ability to froth it up, either with one of these, or we've got a Nespresso frothy thing, use that because it makes it so much better. So I'm just gonna fill that up with my oat milk just to the first line. Pop this on. And then whilst that's doing that, you just whisk this. I want it to be thick, but not too thick. Then, because it's a bit thicker now, when you add your milk, it all mixes together, and you do it, I put it at the bottom of the cup so that the milk then mixes into the coffee instead of having the milk in a cup and then trying to mix the coffee into the milk. So this way, it mixes together a lot easier. So I'm going to add some ice cubes to that, and then I'm going to enjoy it out in the garden. Oh, so good, it's just like all frothy. If you like the video, like it. If you're not subscribed already, subscribe. And yeah, thank you again. Bye.